going on, big dog? Oh, you got that passport, huh? Thinking about going overseas, living abroad, huh? Maybe even contracting while you're over there with the government. Well, let me be your tour guide through that process. Sit down, grab some popcorn, and let me guide you through that process. I've lived in different countries: South America, Europe, Africa, even the Middle East. So I've got some experience I can want to share with you. So let me guide you through the process. The only thing I have to do is sit, like, and share, subscribe to the channel. And then we can have a conversation later. Leave some comments underneath the video, and we'll talk about it. But definitely, you came to the right channel. I got you, big dog. Welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel, I will be discussing overseas contracting and living abroad. So if you got by this channel by mistake, hey, stay. You might find something that might fit what's going on with you that you might like about the channel. But before we get into the meat and potatoes of everything, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Something new for me, and I just want to give back. And this is a formal way of getting back and giving my channel. People have always asked about me and being overseas and how my living experience is. And this is a moment for me to say, hey, look, this is what it is. So if the channel can blow up and do what it do, go big dog. But if you look for this channel for overseas contracting, it's not to give you jobs. I'm not on here to promote companies. I'm not on here to assist and hold hands on how to get started in overseas contracting. It's just about what of my experience from my perspective of how it would be for somebody's first time going overseas and what to expect. What I did while I was overseas and was dealing with that. So, from my perspective, the countries that I've been in, I've been mainly in the Middle East. I've been in Iraq. I've been in Afghanistan. I've been in Africa as well, Djibouti, Africa. I've been in Europe. I've been in Dubai, and I've been in Bahrain and Germany. So those are the places that I visit that you might think about overseas contracting in. And so once you get into the whole process and you accept a job, whatever company, I have worked in logistics companies. I've worked for IT companies, and I've been doing IT for the last 7 to 10 years in the IT field. I also did it in the security aspects of it as well. So with that being said, it's if you want to do transportation, if you want to do fitness and wellness, they have all different sectors. You just got to find the right company that fits you. Some websites that I can share will be clearancejobs.com, overseas job, governmentjobs.com. Just find those and find what's your niche for you to go overseas. Me, by being a veteran, I had a clearance coming overseas, so that was easy transition for me. Most of the jobs that I have, well, all the jobs that I have worked for, requires you to have a security clearance, whether it's DOS, Department of State, or DOD, Department of Defense, or you have a top secret, and that's a whole nother ball game we're going to. All depends on what the job's looking for. If they need manpower enough, they will help you. So with that being said, that's enough on the jobs descriptions. But once you get a job, you go through a whole process of going overseas with CRC, and that's another form that checks. It depends on what in Germany. I did not have to go through any medical checks or backgrounds. As soon as I negotiated my salary and we all agreed, and they would say, "Hey, look, you have any household goods?" Because there's no living on post, so therefore you're living off base. They give you a stipend, a housing allowance, and you go overseas, and then you do the rest. It's on you when you get over there. But mainly in the Middle East, it's not set up the same way. I will start off my channel by my experience in the Middle East, and by the likes, shares, and comments and subscriptions. And if you want to know more in the comments, I would definitely dive into it even more. But I'm gonna start off with the Middle East, what to expect. Once you get past CRC and you pass everything, pass your medical screening, you're cool with the job. A lot of times they do not furnish your properties. So therefore, you coming overseas, unless your company tell you where to go, they have different hotels to put you in, or a lot of it is company housing, which is provided and um, it's furnished. Most of the time, it's just furnished. You can also have once you get your boots on ground and get wet, you'll find out that it might be cheaper to buy furniture overseas than it is to ship your household goods over. Now, cars, I would definitely say if you got a good car, you can ship it over. These guys, I'm telling you, man, they can make miracles out of miracles by fixing your cars to the way that you want them to do it, and it's for a cheaper price. All right. So, what are you going to notice? The first thing that you're going to notice when in the Middle East is it's going to be different. You're not going to see a lot of you unless it's a lot of Americans in treatment of what's going on. So let me start off with Kuwait. First of all, you're going to notice that the dollar is not going to go a long ways overseas in Kuwait. For every $1 is $3.30. When I started off in Kuwait back in 2000, I want to say 10 or 9, it was $3.65 to the dollar. So you go buy something and they says, "Oh, it's 10 KD." All right. Well, you got to realize that 10 KD is not $10. You're just that's already $36 that you just paid for. So, just because the number might be low, you'll be like, "Oh, it's $10." No, it's not $10, brother. That is you just climbed a steep ladder and paid $36. So they say 100 KD. Now you're already in $300. So yeah. The numbers sound low and it might sound enticing to you, but in all actuality, man, it's a big wave and a big hit. So after you get off that long flight, you come over. Somebody will meet you. Somebody from your company will meet you. Mainly one of your sponsors and help you get on board. But my parts, like I told this channel, could be more about contracting and living abroad. All right. First of all, you're gonna come across Americans that probably you'll realize that's probably been overseas most of their lives as well. You're gonna see people from all walks of the world, whether they're from New York or they're from Florida, Georgia. Mainly all the people that I ran into, either they was from up north in the area of New York, Pennsylvania. Um, I met a couple people that's from Maine, Ohio, a lot of from Cali, and I met a lot of people from Georgia, Florida, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina area. So mainly those are my people that I ran across in my experience. Wide. So even though contracting sounds like it's a big field, it's actually a small world that people actually contract. And once people get in contract and they do a 1 year, you'll see a lot of people stay overseas. So, is it a lot of African Americans that's doing contracting? Yes, it is a lot of African Americans that's doing contracting. Um, and they go overseas and they stay over there for 10, 12, 20. Some guys stay for 20, 30 years. They bring you. Can you bring your family? Yes, you can bring your family. You can bring your family. Now you're gonna realize that most of it is going to be private school. You're going to pay out of pocket. I'm talking about $15,000 to $20,000 for your children or child to enjoy a great school system, get the proper education. Can you do online schooling? Yes, you can. You definitely can. A lot of times in the Middle East, there are some contracts that will pay the extra money. I know for a fact in Germany they would give you up to a certain amount. So I'm not going too deep in how much dollar amount, but I promise you it will cover the whole school amount. So going over there, I promise they will cover the whole school amount. So you might find a contract in the Middle East that may or may not cover that, but through my experience, was not on any contract that would cover it. So you're coming out of pocket for that. Housing wise, if you want to stay not in company housing, contracts, if you put it in, they, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get it. Depends on if they have everybody's trying to not live in company housing. They give you a certain amount, and the amount is going to cover probably the basic spots. But if you want to live in villas and big spots like that, yeah, you're gonna have to come out of pocket a little bit more. It's not too much more, but in the Middle East, most apartments is running about right short of $1,000. And if you want something more expensive than that, then you can do that and furnish it. And some of them, a lot of them come unfurnished, and some of them come furnished. And so the best bit is trying to find one that's unfurnished. You can furnish yourself. It's dirt cheap, and to whatever liking that you like. And especially if you're gonna bring your family over and come for visitation, it's gonna be worthwhile. Trust me. You're gonna notice that overseas, that furniture wise and buying stuff is not expensive. You can get great deals, IKEA type deals, and stuff that's coming from China. All right, eating wise, food wise. Well, I would say in the Middle East, I ate more healthy than the stateside. It depends on where they got it from. A lot of times they get it from other little countries that's not been processed. So you go to places like Lulu's, the market centers and stuff like that. You can find a lot of the stuff. Now, granted, the price is going to be expensive. Like I'm telling you right now, prices in the Middle East, and I'm talking about specifically in Kuwait and Bahrain, is more. Food is expensive. If you're having a hard time um, with prices in the states, in the United States, you're going to have the same problem over there, but you're not going to get processed food. So you get fresh vegetables. And when I say not processed, when I say that if the fruits go into your refrigerator on a Monday, you're gonna start seeing mold on a Wednesday or Thursday. It's not gonna last long. It's meant for you to day-to-day meals, cook, and do what you got to do. That's why you can see bread living a lot of people's households for weeks. It's not happening overseas. Especially it's not happening in Germany. In Germany, they make their food every day. So most people come there. But Germany, I'm gonna speak about Germany because out of all the countries that I contract in, I probably like Germany the best, 100% hands down. And I'll speak on that later, and you'll be like, "Oh man!" So, but remember, this is my channel, and I'm speaking from my perspective. All right. So once you get overseas, you're gonna realize that there's a lot of Indians or Asian descent personnel that's over in the Middle East, and most of those guys are I would say the worker bees. Um, they come from their country to come over to the Middle East to do the same thing to provide a living for their family, just like I would come from the United States to provide a living for mine as well. So, with that being said, you're gonna come across a lot of veterans. You're gonna come across a lot of people from different walks of the world. In Kuwait, Kuwait had a lot of Ethiopians or Africans on it. They had a lot of people from South America. They had a lot of people from India, Sri Lanka. Uh, yeah. So they had a lot of people there. American wise, like I said, those most people from the upper states, California, Oregon, Georgia, Florida. For some odd reason, man, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, we we got some representation that's out there in overseas world contracting. You're gonna if you prior military, you're gonna find a lot of people that's prior military. Reason being because you already have your clearance. You know what it is downrange. A lot of these contracts love to hire prior service. Um, and then that's just what it is, man. And they know you got your clearance. It's cost less for them to get your clearance, and as long as your clearance in good status and good standings, that will bring you overseas if you qualify and pass the interviews. And that's what it is. So if you having flashbacks of being in the military, you got stuff that's you dealing with, you're gonna find a lot of people with the same stories or made up stories. Now that's I'm gonna talk about that on another day about how people come overseas and they reinvent themselves. So yeah, that's a whole nother ball game. There was a regular grunt, and all of a sudden they become, oh, I was a sergeant major. Oh, I low crawl from here all the way to another country. Oh, I did special forces. Oh, I did this. And then actually do your research. Them guys was a grunt. Someone wasn't even in the military. They take 10 people's stories and make becomes their story. So you're gonna have a lot of that when you're overseas. People reinventing themselves. Oh man, I'm a world class boxer. I'm this, I'm that. No. and then you're gonna run across a lot of cats that man, they wait till they turn 30 and 40 and become gangsters overnight, man. So whatever problems that you're dealing with in the United States with coworkers, it's the same thing you're gonna deal with overseas. It doesn't get any better. I promise you that. So that's why most of the time you try to keep to yourselves. You're gonna meet different people from different walks in the world. Um, Local wise, food wise, you have a lot of street food. I uh, Shawarmas are great, great, but that's probably the only thing that really street food wise that I ate when I was in the Middle East and partake in mainly because all it is they making lettuce and cutting up. It's not the cleanest thing ever. But in Kuwait, what I want to speak about my experience in Kuwait. Kuwait was lovely. It was lovely, it's beautiful, have good spots, have expensive spots, has beaches. Honest, don't get me wrong, it is hot. If you're not ready to go to a country that gets over 120 degrees and you're complaining about Georgia and Florida heat that stays around 110 and 100 degrees, you're not going to survive. You're going to be miserable. It's hot, hot. Trust me, it's hot. Hot to touch the pavement. You can fry eggs first thing in the morning. You wake up in the morning, it's hot. And you standing off on the ocean, you got humidities coming there. It's yeah. It's weather wise, it's not gonna be your best friend. So it's humid during the months of August all the way till early parts of November. So you're gonna experience that. Do it rain a lot? It does rain in the Middle East, so it has its peaks. Does it rain a lot? No. I don't know if you heard about in the last 3 years. It was about 3 years ago in 2022 or 2023. Dubai had a flood that equivalent to a 3 year flash flood. So yeah. So it does rain. Doesn't rain as much, but when it rains, it can flood. So because it don't rain that much, and the rain months is normally around like December, January time frame. But after that, it's mostly hot, burning hot, 120 degrees. So yeah, you need a jacket from for a couple of months, and after that, you probably won't see it until the next following year. Um, I don't advise. You be like, oh, it's so hot. Yeah, I don't advise wearing short sleeve if you outside a lot. And you say why? Because your skin will get burnt. Yeah, if you out in that element all the time, you're gonna have to use sunscreen at the max. Find stuff to cover your face. Find stuff to cover your arms. Yeah. So on your off time at nighttime, it do calm down. Temperature wise, do calm down, and you will experience the great side of Kuwait. Kuwait is listen. Don't truly believe everything that you read on the internet and see on TV. Kuwait actually is a nice place to live and it's a nice place to work. Building wise, same structure. It's almost in the United States, but you will find a lot of stuff don't amenities is not the same. So you're not gonna put all your clothes in. If you wear something that day, everything is pretty much like Euro style, so which therefore is smaller. Um, but that doesn't just because it's smaller doesn't mean it's not better. So yeah, washing clothes for a family of five. If you got a family of five, or family of four, or family of three, you will find that there is going to be a long, difficult laundry day. If you're one of the types that wash clothes every weekend, no, you're gonna have to wash clothes almost every day when it comes, especially if you're a gym rat like me, you're gonna trust me. You're gonna have to wash clothes every day, man, just so you can keep up with it. Shopping wise, what can you buy, and what is it better to do? Amazon, family and friends back in the states, gonna be your best friend if you're looking for better deals. Can you catch good deals? Yes. Um, do the gammas come out? Yes. Is it the same way? Long lines? Yes. Kuwait is definitely trying to westernize. Definitely it is a dry country. When I say it's a dry country, it means drinking wise, alcohol wise, it is a dry country. But that's a good thing to help a lot of people. It saves a lot of people from DUI. Is alcohol readily available? Yes. Um, I will not advise you to partake in it. I will not advise to find no different ways. To try to bring it in, I will say that when you ever have breaks, normally people work 5 days a week. You can fly to Dubai, you can fly to Bahrain, or you can drive to Bahrain. It's a 4 hour drive over to Bahrain. If you have your own personal vehicle, you can drive over. A lot of times, people, your companies will let you know that, hey, you're not going to be able to drive a company vehicle. Yes, they will give you company vehicles. I'm telling you, when you leave your doorsteps in the United States, they're going to take care of you very, very well when you're government contracting. You come over there to do a job. Do you get hazard to play in Kuwait? Yes. Hazard to play in Kuwait is a 10% uplift. If you other countries like Afghanistan and Kuwait, it's a 70% uplift. I will get into what the uplift and all that is on another day. But in the meantime, starting off, what would you experience in a country like Kuwait? I'm gonna focus more on Kuwait on this one today. Um, don't will you women when it comes to women, are you protected? Yes, you're very much protected. You're not going to have not going to see a lot of American women get violated. No, you're not. Will you get hit on? Yes. So dating pool is almost like the dating pool in it, no matter where you go. If you look nice, somebody going to talk to you. It just is what it is. So hello, ma'am, madam. They would give you the utmost respect. You're American, American green. That passport goes long way. That blue passport goes a long way. So don't think that just because you're overseas and you're in another country that you're gonna get treated different. Yes, will you be treated like a first class citizen as if you are one of their own? No. If something happens, they're gonna try to get you out of that country ASAP, 100%. So I would say if you're going overseas and you're looking to be crime free, and you were crime free in the States, stay crime free in any other country. Treat it just like you would use in America, man. But like I said, you have those onesie twosies that come over there and reinvent themselves, and now they trying to smuggle stuff in and doing this and doing that. If you're over there about getting your money and over there trying to find a different lifestyle for you and your family, yes, yes, you will have a successful time overseas. Contracting. Let's go on a part of the contract world. What can you experience while contract? Can you lose your contract? Does the company lose their contract? Yes, it happens. My very first contract was something like that when I was in Afghanistan. I got on a contract for 6 months, and guess what? It was up for rebid, and we lost the contract. So a lot of times they'll tell you, "Oh, we got it for sure, for sure, for sure." Yeah, they're telling you that just so you can stay on that project and not jump ship. So it happens. Yes, it happens. Can you get picked up by another company? Yes, I was picked up by another company, and it worked out successfully. And I've never had any other problem with a contract losing the contract and not staying on and not getting rehired. So yes, that happens. So um contract wise, yeah. Most contract either you working 12-hour days or you working 8 hours. Most of them are 5 days a week. You can find some that's 4 days. Is there jobs that got remote? Yes, yes, it is. In the Middle East, I didn't find a lot of jobs that was remote, which means that I can stay in the comfort of my own resident, or um, that I come in one day a week. No, I didn't find that in Afghanistan. I didn't find that in Iraq, and I definitely didn't find that in Kuwait for me. There are jobs that requires you to work 6 days a week. There are jobs that it's called a 90-30 rotation. You work 90 days straight. That means Monday through Sunday. Or however you want to put it over there is mainly start of the week starts on Sunday. So it's Sunday through Saturday. And then on that 90th day, you take vacation for 30 days. So you have contracts like that. Where I was on a contract like that. I did enjoy that contract. Um, but the downside of that is you still got to fall into a different scope where you can't go to the United States because you got to be out of the United States to get the full benefits of claiming tax-free zone, and you can't be in the States for more than 35 days to be bona fide residents overseas. I'll get into that later to get the maxed out of your contract and your money. Is the contracts tax free? Yes. Every year it goes up. You still paying Social Security. You still paying medical and stuff like that. That's still gonna come out. You're gonna most contracts you want to pay medical regardless if you'll be a veteran or you're a retiree. That's what TRICARE or any such. You still, even if you got your own family plan and Blue Shield and Blue Cross. I'm not sponsoring these. I'm just saying that just because you have that, most contracts still gonna make you get either the basic package, which is like $12, $12 to $30 a month that you can still, just in case you get hurt overseas. Because believe it or not, you still can do that. VA veterans, that's 100%, or retirees. Yes, you can use military um, hospitals, but that's last resort. You have to go out in town and do that, especially for Kuwait. In Germany, yes, you can use. Now you're gonna be in the long waiting line because active duty is gonna come first in Germany, but you can use their medical facilities. So let's get tuned back in on Kuwait. What are you experiencing in Kuwait? So yes, when I first started contracting, if you made 100, I think 100 or 105, it was all tax free. So anything below 120 is tax free. Granted, they're still gonna take out Social Security, still gonna take out medical, you're still gonna take out things of those such natures. You know what I'm saying? So, but you want them to take out those because, who knows, man. 20, 30 years, we still 20, 30, 40 years that we still gonna have Social Security still, but it's still gonna take out. It's a revolving door. You pay into it, and hopefully you get it out. Um, Everything works the same, man. If you want to contract world, if you want to invest, you can do everything that you can do in the states is the same thing. You might have to require certain sites, your favorite sites, like you have to use a VPN. So certain things that it requires you to use a VPN for your favorite show. But trust me, you're not gonna miss anything. All right, time wise, what can you experience? Time zone, you will be in a different time zone, which means you will be, depends on when the time go up, time goes back. You might be 7, you might be 8 hours ahead of time zone. So that what that does mean, you're gonna have family members calling you at 3 o'clock in the morning until they get the hang of, oh, this is their time to sleep. But you will have those interruptions of sleep when you first initially get over there. You're gonna be calling people and you be like, "Hey, man, I called you. Yes, they at work. Yes, they at school. Time zone. By the time it's 10 o'clock at night, it's 2 o'clock. Stateside, Eastern Standard Time. I'm on based in time zone based off Eastern Standard Time. So if it's 2 o'clock in New York, it'll be 10 o'clock. Depends on when the time zone goes up. If it's fall or spring, that it's gonna variation. Um, Gym wise, yes, they have a lot of gyms. Kuwait has the state of art gym. Does it cost? And if you know me, you know I'm a big fan of Crunch Fitness. I'm a big advocate. All on my social media page for Crunch Fitness. I love them. I love them, and I love the base gym as well. But yes, they do have base gyms. Do your contract allow you to go to the gym on base? Yes, yes, yes. You get to go on base to commissaries, the exchange. You get full access to everything. Anything that you can do on base as a regular person, you have full access to. Only thing you're not gonna have the full access to is for the medical. As a contractor, they're gonna have you mainly go outside and if you're trying to see what the shirt says, it's United States Navy. I was in the Navy, proud Navy guy. So if you have some Navy stories and combat stories, and you just want to add it to the channel and put it down, hey man, just put it in the channel, man. I'll address it, come back, hit you when I got time. Time to do it. So yes, 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 yes. So you have full access to the base. Out in the city, you have a full access to everything as well. They have government hospitals that you can go to, and it's free. Like you will go and experience. Say if you get hurt out there, Kuwait has government hospitals that are free. Would I recommend going to them? That's questionable. It's questionable. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just because something is free doesn't mean that you're gonna get the best, if it makes sense. Um, but you do have your insurance. Your insurance will cover almost anything. Just give them insurance. They know who you with. Most people with Cigna. Um, that's I'm not like I'm saying I'm not endorsing the Cigna, but most companies that's who in international contracting world that's who they're with. Cigna. That's Cigna. That's who they're with. So I'm like I said, I'm not endorsing them. I'm not supporting them over any other company. I'm just saying when it comes to experiencing overseas contracting, that's who they're with. And during your time, that's who you'll be with, or whether you're paying the catastrophic mode or you go to the family package. It's the same thing. You will find one of those companies, and that's who you'll be going with. And most people going with Cigna. Medical, how's the man, childbirth, all that. I'm telling you, you will see the best of the best if you decide your contract is paying the best of the best. And I'm telling you, you will have a blast with it. Women, if you get pregnant, a lot of times they won't let you go full term out here. I think most women are 6 to 7 months. But can you have your child overseas? Yes, 100%. You can. You can. You can. You can be out there in your own private villa, hospital room, and undisturbed. And I've never heard anybody dying from childbirth overseas. They have the best treatments for everything. Medical wise, now depends on your medical man. Just stay on top of your medical. Get treated. They would listen. They have the best. They have some of the best. I'm not saying they're better than the United States. I'm not saying that, but uh, do they have medical treatment that's equivalent? 100%. So wherever you go in the world, you can travel and find stuff that's cheaper. Not endorsing it and saying that it's better, but I'm just saying that you will find some great treatment wise, and you will see a lot of stuff that America might require a prescription for, and the Middle East do not require it. So you got to see it from that point. And I'm not saying anything pros and cons on if that's better, but that's another rabbit hole. But you will find a lot of prescription that United States requires you to have a prescription for that the Middle East just don't require it. Um, so yeah, so that's on medical side of the house. I think I covered the eating part. Yes, you will go to spots like Lulu's, hypermarket, and stuff, places like that to do all your household. And can you get stuff off base to cook? Yes. Can you find stuff cheaper on base that's out in town? Yes. But me, from my perspective, I prefer to go out in the community in the economy and actually spend there because it wasn't processed. I ate better. I can my digestive system thank me for it. And you can slowly see yourself lose weight just by eating good and clean that way, man. In the Middle East, pork. Can you find pork in the Middle East? You don't supposed to, but yes, the military base still serve it. It's not meant for you to sell it and buy it and sell it out of the economy. No, I do not advise that, and you should not do that. Um, but if you personally want pork, yes, they do. Americans sell pork, but in a lot of restaurants, they do not sell pork. I'm not a pork eater. It has nothing to do with religion. I'm just not a pork eater. That's just me. I'm more of a salmon type of guy. Chicken. Big fan of lamb. So, to whatever your preference is and whatever that you prefer to eat. But if you're a major pork eater, they have United States on base still have pork that you can buy pork from the base. It's changed. So don't worry about, oh, I'm going to a Muslim town. I'm not gonna have pork for the pork eaters. They do have it for you on base. So I'm not telling you it's not gonna have it. You know what I'm saying? But and I'm not telling you that it's a better option or worse option. I'm not. That's not what the channel is for. I'll get into other channels later, and it started growing with health and wellness and all that stuff, and we can go back and forth on those. But that's not what my channel's for. Again, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Um, Starting off, yeah. So they have that for you. Anything that you want, need, it will accommodate everybody. But me, I would tell anybody if you ever go overseas, try to do the best you can health wise. Eat healthier, work out. You're gonna naturally lose weight. You because it's hot, man. You don't want to do nothing. Most people do gain weight, but they have gym facilities for you to lose. It's a gym, one of the state of art gyms. It's called Oxygen Gym. You're gonna find that a lot in Kuwait. Um, you're gonna find if you're into the bodybuilding world, you're gonna find a lot of guys from the Mr. Olympia shows that comes out and they support that. You're gonna find a bunch of steroid heads that comes out there and gets in. It's because you don't need prescription for a lot of that stuff. That's not my thing, not my cup of tea, never have and never will. Endorse that or try that. But they have that out there for those guys that's like into the bodybuilding world and they come out there a lot. You're gonna see that a lot. So you're gonna, oh, I just want to go to the gym. They're gonna try to hit you and say, hey, look, man, I advise you to take this. I was like, no, 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 that's not me. That's not my lifestyle. And a lot of times they want to find out, they're gonna leave you alone. So you're gonna see a lot of that. So in the gym wise, you're gonna see different cultures. You're gonna see um, people from the Asian community that's out there a lot, man. It's out there a lot. To each his own. If you that's what you want to date, it's right there. It's right there for you. So you do have a lot of Americans go over, and so you have Indians over there. You have Filipinos for the Philippines. Um, you have Ethiopians, you have Africans, you have people from Kenya. So in Kuwait, you have a lot of different nationalities that's coming together to make that operation works for wherever reason that you over there for. So dating pool is wide open. So for whatever you want, it's over there. It's there, man. Can you talk to the locals? Yes, you can. Do I advise it? Yes. They talk back, man. Culture wise, I'm telling you, it's anything that you want to do is there, man. I got cool with a lot of Kuwaiti guys, man. It was cool. Worked out together. Invited me to a lot of different functions, and I'm down to earth. I mean, some real good people, and we still in contact to today. We follow each other on social media, different social media platforms, and yeah, 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 yeah. I enjoy Kuwait, fellas. I still, um, they accept me for being my American as American. They wanted to know about my history, and I wanted to know about their history. We trade stories and break bread together, and show me how to eat, and and I advise, man, never judge somebody else culture in a negative light until you actually tried it and say it's for you or it's not for you. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't try to push religion on me. We didn't have religion conversations or nothing like that, man. It's just pure genuine. Hey, let's work out. Let's make each other better and stuff like that. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah, man. Kuwait, you're gonna love Kuwait if you ever decide to go contracting in Kuwait. Is it worth it? Yeah, pay is good. Contracting world is pay is good. Or it's if you agree on a pay, and I would say this: if you agree on a pay, that means that you think that pay is good enough for you to go overseas. So I'm not gonna get into pay. I'm not gonna get into all that. I'm just getting to what to expect in the contract world when it comes to contracting and living abroad. Yes, you're gonna have a lot of people, locals. You'll be surprised. A lot of locals will ask you for some stuff that goes against maybe they morals or they teaching. So, um, yeah, yeah, I had that a lot. And I'm not a fan of that, so therefore I didn't indulge in it. But you're gonna have people you get cool with them, just naturally, man. You get friends and stuff. But I was lucky enough not to experience that side of it, but I know people that have experienced that side of it. Um, yeah, 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 man. And gym wise, if you're a gym rat, cars, man. Oh yeah, they're big cars. I know a lot of y'all like the Formula Ones type stuff like that. Listen, man, they have go karts, they have motorcycles, they have almost every car that they have in America. They have it from the G wagons to the Corvettes to the Bentleys. Yes, they have plentiful of that. Uh, So yeah, they have it where you can rent it out, test it out, try it out. They have it all, man. So um, dressing wise, yes, they have a place called Faha Hill. We call it Faha Hill, but it's Faha Hill. Um, if you any bootleg stuff that you want, it's available. Bootleg, it damn almost look like genuine real stuff. When it comes to, but when they do not play around with, they sell legit gold. That you can take it back to the United States and get your money worth for it. They do not sell anything less than 18 karat. So the gold color texture is going to be different. American gold is a 10 karat, 14 karat. That's what they specialize. And you don't understand what gold is, just Google it. Go online and see what the difference is. Just know that when it comes to 10 karat, you get 75% of that is copper, which we consider American gold, copper. So, and then the other 25%, that is what you consider gold that's actually in that. So, if the number keep going up higher and higher, just like 14 karat is 50%, 50%. You know what I'm saying? And so 18 karat is like 75%, all the way till you get it to 24%, which 24 karat, which is per gold. So you'll notice the color texture. A lot of people don't buy 24 karat gold because it's more soft. Most people either buy the 18 and 21 karat, which is more. It's good. It's good and rich. I'm telling you, you take it whatever price that you get it for in the Middle East or whatever price you get it for in Kuwait. I promise you, take it to the United States, you're gonna get your money worth for it for more. So you run across that a lot. Diamonds, you don't have to go through the middleman. You're going straight from the source, and you're getting it from the source. So yes, that's so. You're gonna experience that. You're gonna experience a lot of good stuff, man. Yeah, 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 yeah. So gold wise, so I indulge in a lot of that. And anything, if you need something made, they can make it. Suits, 3-piece suits. It's way cheaper, man. So when I advise anybody when you go out there, just go out there and try to, don't act brand new because you can get taken advantage of. They see Americans known to spend money. Hey, sir, ma'am, sir, ma'am. They're gonna be pulling on you, not too aggressively, but they listen. So whatever price they give you, you can walk next door and try to negotiate. So I would say I always negotiate anything out there. You can negotiate the price, unless you walk to those fancy malls. There's not whatever the price they say it is. One or two spots and shops they might find it. They might negotiate with you in the malls, but for the most part, they're not gonna negotiate. Whatever they say the set price is, especially for the shoes and stuff like that, at Foot Lockers and all that stuff. That's what it is. Yes, you will pay more than $30, $40 for the asking price for brand new shoes to come out. In Bahrain, I know for a fact you're gonna pay almost $50 more. So to them, and they're gonna say, "Oh man, the import." Yeah, yeah, they're gonna hit you across the head. But if you want it, and a lot of people gonna look at that account and be like, "Yeah, I want it. I want to afford it. I want to get it." Traveling wise, yes. When you're in the Middle East, it's cheaper to go to Thailand, go to those all the places because, say, for a guy like me in Georgia, man, it's gonna cost me it's an 18-hour flight. I'm losing a day of traveling alone, of just being uh traveling to the Thailand, traveling to Thailand and stuff like that. So you'll notice, 45 minutes looking for $135, $165. I can do a round trip from Kuwait to Dubai. So, yeah, so traveling wise is cheap when you go over here. You will find a lot of people take family vacations. It's cheaper to have your family fly over to Kuwait. Y'all can leave together on the same flight. Go to Dubai, you go to Germany, you go to Thailand, man. It's and you're gonna realize that, man. Once you go to those concerts, those Chris Brown concerts, those Beyonce concerts, tickets are actually cheaper overseas. It is, man. You go to Amsterdam, you can find you can almost be standing near the stage for $600 versus in the States, you standing near the stage for almost $2,000. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Things are cheaper in certain areas of where you're going. So those are First time contracting overseas in Kuwait. Then I'm gonna start with Kuwait, and I'm gonna go break it up and go to different countries what I experienced, the pros and cons. So this will be the number one video for me on my channel. And like I said, if you want me to hear more about certain spots in Kuwait, I did the beginning opening, and it's from my perspective. And I will elaborate and try to get more videos up. But for contracting abroad and living abroad, this is my first video doing, and I'm gonna definitely do more. You know, for the ones that got a lot of questions, I've been getting questions all these years about it. So I figured, hey, let's share it. This is a platform for it, for getting information out, for entertainment purposes and stuff like that. But remember, when I'm saying from this point, this is from my perspective. So I'm putting it out there. Um, and yeah. So enjoy the video, like, share, comment. Listen, man, let's grow this platform and let's see where it take us, man. I started doing a lot of stuff, and I want to put a lot of stuff, information out there, and just for educational purposes mainly. So if you ever get into contract world and happen to go to Kuwait and want to know if it's safe, it's very safe. It's very safe. So until the next video, man, just like, comment, and share, and we can go from there and make this platform bigger than what it is.